Hello ladies and gentlemen, Xcentro here, and welcome back to another video. Now I hope all of you are doing well, because I'm as always. And in today's video, I'm going to be showing you some of the best scenic locations on Infinite Flight Global. Now you'll see here we spawned at this little airport here, MBPV, so Mike Bravo Papa Victor. Gosh, my phonetics have gone downhill recently. So that is our first destination for these airports we're going to be looking at. So basically, I've got a little list of some really great scenic places for you to really fly over or into on Infinite Flight. Some of them way better than some of the others here on the simulator. Now, unfortunately, it's dark time, and unfortunately that means it's going to be hard to see. So what we're going to do is cheat and just bonk it onto noon. And then, as we always do in the amazing jets here, we're going to go as high as we can to try and get the best altitude outlook possible. Now, you'll see here immediately already the scenery here starts to look pretty good. And for some reason the aircraft is tilted when I don't really want it to. That's perfectly fine. Oh, okay. So yeah, you can start to see here we're only at 6,000 feet only. We're not even that high up. But already you can see how great the scenery starts to look here. It's just that lovely sky blue. It's not even sky blue. It's like a baby blue, and it looks really, really good. So you'll see here on the map where I zoom out, all along these islands, going all the way along here down to Miami, and then all the way down here. They all look very similar, but very unique in their own way. Personally, I prefer the islands down here because they're more volcanic islands, so you tend to see a lot more, mountains or hills as such. So I think they look really, really cool, and they're definitely a great recommendation. So at 23,000 feet, 10,000 feet below your general cruising altitude here, but you can start to get an idea for the amazing scenery you're going to see here on a flight if you decide to fly over this location. My next location is in the middle of Greenland, because Greenland and the mountains on Infinite Flight and even the glaciers are pretty to fly over. So we're going to Bravo Golf Sierra Foxtrot. I banged that one. And we're going to have a look out on what it looks like. Now that was really good. So the scenery here looks phenomenal. You can see on the loading screen as well, the mountainous regions on Infinite Flight do look pretty good there, with the A350 KLM Royal Dutch Airlines aircraft there. So when we spawn in, we're going to zoom straight back up. We're going to do a little bit better than we did last time. Now, unfortunately, I feel like we were a little bit too south, but I wanted to spawn at an airport so you guys would get the rough idea. And you can see, there we go, directly behind us, you've just got the vast amount of glaciers. Now, Greenland in itself is a very, very pretty place, especially on Infinite Flight. It offers a wide variety of great things we can be looking at, such as, the glaciers here. We go to such a high altitude already. Now, it seems flat. I don't think they actually have the mountains loaded in here, unfortunately. But you guys get an idea when you're at obviously 20,000 feet, 30,000 feet. You won't really notice, and all you'll see is the amazing scenery. You can see there directly ahead of us the amazing glaciers you got there. So again, this is a great place to even fly over or even do some flights. If there were mountains, I'd recommend some bush flights. Now, our next airport is in the middle of Australia. So it's all the way down here, and just along this coast here, there's a lot of pretty little areas. So we'll spawn at this random airport here. This is more of a place to fly over instead of take a flight out of, because Australia, you can do so many great flights over it, such as Hong Kong, Sydney. It's a very good go-to flight, especially with the Cathay Pacific, because Hong Kong is a phenomenal place to fly into. I don't currently have it on the list here, but it's really good. Now, another honourable mention, while I'll say it right now, is Fuji. Fuji is a great place to fly to an Infinite Flight, especially if you're a big fan of the islands like I've already shown you. But we won't be headed to Fiji in the video, I'll just mention it. Now look, already you can see how pretty the scenery is again. Looks like there's no more hills or anything loaded in over here. Perhaps they're not that hilly. But as we zoom off into the air, hopefully we will start to see how good looking this area is. We're on maximal visibility already, so we keep on zooming up, and you guys will start to get the idea of how amazing the scenery looks here. Now look at this, all the way along here. This is probably one of the best scenic places of the video. Just northern Australia is beautiful in its own way. There is not much places in the world can really compete with Australian beauty. You can see here it's not even fully loaded in on the ground. We're only at 17,000 feet, and just look at that island over there. just all around here. It looks amazing. See, look at all these areas here. I think this is definitely one of my favourite places to go on Infinite Flight. I mean, honestly, admittedly, I don't fly too often, but every time I fly to Australia, I am amazed. There's also Ayers Rock or Uluru in Central Australia, somewhere. Yay, that's it. I believe that's Uluru Airport. Yep, so if you guys fly there, the 717 and 737 do fly there, Jetstar or Qantas Link. That would be a realistic route. See here, we're at 37,000 feet. And just look at that scenery I'm showing you here. I mean, it's hard to compete with this if you ask me. Very, very hard. So the next place we're going to head down to is the Grand Canyon. Now, the Grand Canyon, admittedly, I don't use for, how do I say it? I don't really use it for scenic purposes. I like to fly in there, conveniently in the Maverick livery, which I've got now, which go to Grand Canyon Airport. I conveniently like to fly inside the canyon as fast as I can, and I like to see, you know, how far can I go without crashing, pretty much. So I think that's a good fun thing I like to do, zooming down in the canyon, seeing how far we can get. I've got pretty far before, I have to admit. So we can see here, you'll see the guys, the canyon in a bit. We'll just zoom up. I won't waste any time messing about in the canyon there, but you can see it right in front of us there. You will start to see it, and just how amazing that is. Look at that. It goes on for miles as well. That's worth mentioning. It's just massive, this Grand Canyon. I suppose that's why it's called a Grand Canyon. You know, sort of makes a bit of sense. But just go all the way down to Las Vegas now. We are at the we're not too far from Las Vegas here, but you can see it sort of starts in Las Vegas, but this is a massive thing. We're at 20,000 feet already, and you can already see, you know, how large it actually is. It goes all the way along and around there, all the way along around there, and all the way along, you know, down behind us and everywhere. So you guys get to see that. We're at 28,000 feet, so we're not too far from your general cruising altitude, but this is a view you're going to get. And to be honest, if I was getting that view in like a 787 up here, I would not be complaining, or even just any aircraft. It looks really, really good. You've got little hills over there and that. So again, the Grand Canyon is a phenomenal place to be flying on Infinite Flight. Now I'd like to hop over to Rio, if we can find it, because I think, you know, South America is very, very underrated on Infinite Flight. Now that's not even Rio. One of these, is Rio high? I thought Rio was around here. Nope. Nope. I'm gonna have to search Rio in here. That is very poor. I used to know where Rio was. And for some reason, it's not going to load in Rio. Probably because the airport's got a special name. No, Rio's definitely down here. It says Salvador. That one isn't Rio. That's not Rio. I feel like it's SBGL, but I feel like I'm completely wrong. I'm not too sure if that is Rio SBGL Airport. I'm definitely not Googling it. Oh, it is Rio. Okay, we were right the first time. Okay. So we're going to spawn here, and we're going to do it. Now, the view in South American Infinite Flight is actually very good. It's very underrated. Not too many people actually talk about it generally on how good it is. So I think Rio is definitely a place I'd recommend flying. You can see here already, you've got the lovely view of the city down there. But it's more the fact the amazing hills and that around Rio that you get to see. They're what I truly love about Rio Airport. I'm flying into Rio. It's just look at this city is massive as well. Just look how big it goes on for. It's absolutely huge. There it is. Look at everywhere it goes. So we're going 9,000 feet now. So obviously you can fly over here going on to Sao Paulo. Again, it's a little bit further south, Sao Paulo, I believe, if I'm right. So Sao Paulo will be down here somewhere, one of these. So that's obviously a very common flight people do. And we're not really going up, we're sort of going to the side there. I want to get the better view, so we keep on going up. And then obviously you can now start seeing the distance, the South American view down here. But yeah, I think Rio again is a great place to fly an Infinite Flight. Incredibly underrated, not enough people fly here. And I definitely recommend doing it if you haven't yet. Look at the size of that airport too. That is a good airport. So yeah, if you guys do think Rio is a good place to fly, let me know down below. Now we're going to do a few honourable mentions because we don't actually have time to go to them all. So I'd recommend Hawaii. which is all the way over here in the middle of the ocean there, guys. And Alaska is again another brilliant place to fly over up here. So you go to Anchorage, the European Alps, so basically just Switzerland, and then obviously the Himalayas and Nepal. So if you guys do agree with me and did enjoy the video, please do make sure to like and subscribe, especially if you're new. And other than that, I will see you in my next video. Good night.